Good morning and welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday, the 11th of May. So, looking at the euro dollar first, and yesterday it left us on a daily bar, a bit of an indecisive bar there, and it could be just a sign that we may get a bit of a bounce. I'm just sort of looking, there's a bit of divergence running across the hourlies there. Uh, could could pull back towards that 4 hourly 21, I guess, at some point. Certainly looks like positive, possible, if not more. May be that we've seen the recovery. However, there is still, of course, potential downside with the monthly pivot still untouched below. So keep an eye on that. This morning, quite simple. Would be looking. I have a short position already running, or two short positions actually running. But would be looking to add in if we start breaking down towards the lows here, breaking this trend line and pushing down towards the S1, so that would be my bearish side. If it starts breaking the 50, well, it may well run up to yesterday's highs. Um, Beyond that R1 area, it's quite a pinch pivot. Not a lot of movement yesterday overall in terms of the range, so these pivots are quite squeezed on the daily basis. This is, got some European economic forecast coming out at 10 o'clock this morning. May create a bit of volatility within the markets and the euros particularly. Aside of that, it's very little else on the euro this morning. Okay, it's the euro. Let's have a look at the pound. News out on the pound today. Of course, this morning we've got manufacturing production, which is quite a key number. Often creates a bit of a kicker. And then we've got the Bank of England inflation report at 12, followed by the I say followed, but also with the official bank rate votes and monetary policy. So quite a bit of data coming there at 12. We're not expected to see any real change. One thing to watch if you're watching the voting, there's one less voter. So if you see it 107, that doesn't mean to say that there's a problem. It's just that one of the members has resigned earlier. Okay, and then that's pretty much it through to the afternoon when we got a bit of CAD data. The PPI doesn't really create a lot of volatility normally at 1:30. May see a little bit of movement. It comes out with the unemployment claims, but that itself, the weekly numbers don't really do much in the way of movement. So it's that PPI, possibly a little bit of action, but it doesn't often give very much. Okay, let's carry on looking at this pound actually, and well, let's get my right indicator there. A bit of divergence. I've already mentioned that sort of sitting around the highs there. It's just chopped and it's very range bound. It's been up, retested the highs there again. That in itself looked a bit sort of weak in terms of the RSI, not as strong as the previous levels there, and it's holding up. I think the Bank of England data today may give it a little bit of a push of the inflation report, and any comments on the inflation report regarding not being able to tolerate continued growing inflation. Anything like that may give it a kicker, of course, to the upside, but any dovishness in that, well, of course, will roll. So, chopping away merrily here. It's not expected, as I say, for too much significant news to come out. It would be almost improper in the midst of a general election. So I think we may see this pretty much status quo there. And more chop until midish day. So where do I see things going? Well, if we see the 200 broke here, yeah, we got the chance of yesterday's lows, Tuesday's lows, S1 sort of zone. Maybe a bit more. There is a support area that sits just a little bit lower. There's a monthly MIDI that sort of sits there at 2904. So that could be a retested point. Any rallies? Well, we saw yesterday that we saw quite sharp selling each time it ran into the previous highs there or near the previous highs. which is certainly a weakness at that time. But maybe the more it knocks on that door, the chance it's got to get over it. But that may, as I say, still for now be a bit of a sell point. Although there's probably a stack of buy orders sitting above yesterday's levels. I haven't looked, but just imagine it would be. Dollar yen. Dollar yen carried on yesterday its route to the upside there. It's getting quite extreme on the RSI, and I figure here, wouldn't be surprised if we don't get a bit of a pullback at some point. We didn't see much of a correction um, last week. Not much this week either at the moment. It's been pushing up quite strong. There is sort of a divergent sort of pattern, a bit of a Gartley type pattern it had been, but it pushed out, broke the highs. And well, it's really still looking like it could continue from here. I'm just looking at a 60-minute chart. A break at the highs there could see us running up towards that R1 zone. Okay, Aussie dollar. Chopping away yesterday, it managed to hold on a little bit. It's pushing back up. It's still very much too choppy for me in the main. It's starts looking good at any point, and it soon rolls over, and it did that yesterday again. Sold straight back down towards the lows there, running into 34. But if it pushes up to that sort of level again, maybe this time we'll run up to that 4-hourly 50. Already above the daily pivot here at the moment. As I say, quite a bit of chop yesterday. Had a good push in the end, but sold all off through the afternoon into the evening there. The Asian session hasn't been too kind either. As I say, maybe it's now having another shove up there. Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar. Well, again, consolidation. It's funny. One of the guys in the room yesterday talking about it's off his radar at the moment. Don't blame him. It's pretty choppy now on this. You start looking down this 4-hourly pattern. You get a couple of decent, about 4 to 8 hours of decent range, and then it chops back down. There are chances within it, but I'm not necessarily quite that overly happy with it. Price of oil's been pushing up, which this morning, which may help it. It's back up to nearly 40, pushing up towards $48 a barrel. Maybe this will help it come off a little bit more. It's already done the daily pivot there, etc. There's a lot of targets. It's got a whole mesh of moving averages sitting there around that 137 area, which may provide a bit of support. But the fact that they're pretty straight or horizontal means that they're more likely to be broken. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. I've already gone through the main news events. As I said, key news events this morning for the pound at 9:30. We've got the manufacturing production. And then still for the pound at 12 o'clock, we've got the inflation report and the official bank rate, etc. So that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.